Let me get my thoughts together.
Yeah.
What can you repeat that?
Yeah. How heavy has it been for people trying to critique? Is this real? Is this for show?
It was never fake. My encounter with God was real.
Yeah.
Um, I was just really just in a space where I was dating somebody, and I'm not going to say any names, and I'm thankful for this person because it was never that I never believed in God. I just wasn't really close to him. And it was somebody that was in my life that had an influence. And, I was so focused on being a wife and being loved on and being wanted that I was just like, okay, well, I have to change who I am in order for this person to accept me.
Yeah.
And I was more so focused on that versus my walk with God. I was doing it more for what that person wanted,
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, well, maybe if I change my image on Instagram or I change how I am, then I'll be his wife or I'll do this. So it was more so like, okay, Alexis, are you ready for this? But I really wasn't ready,
Yeah.
And it's not saying that I wasn't ready to walk with God. It's just I wasn't doing it the right way. I was more so doing it for somebody else. And so it just happened overnight. So next thing you know, I'm on the internet telling the world, like, I'd stopped doing this, I stopped doing that, I stopped doing that. But this is who Alexis really was,
Yeah.
and I was changing myself for somebody else and not for
Wow. That's
and that
powerful.
person had a major impact. And I don't regret it because that was what was supposed to happen. But just coming from, I used to dance.
Yeah.
I've been in trafficking and just the lifestyle that I've came from, that's all I know. So
Yeah.
people can't fault me for being on the internet, showing this or doing this or having an OnlyFans or doing that because that's all I was taught. I never went to college.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's like to have a degree. So my life is make fast money,
Yes.
so that's all I know how to go back to. And even during my journey, it was almost like, okay, I'm here. I started thinking of other ways I can make money
Yes.
in the right way. So I came out with a journal and they were saying I'm profiting from God. And I'm like,
Yes.
this doesn't make no sense.
Right.
How am I profiting from God when I just gave up thousands of dollars that I was making per month, hundreds of
Right.
thousands,
Right.
to literally surrender to him? And, as each day got on, I'm like, okay, whether I was doing this for this man, I actually was like getting closer and closer. So even though I was doing it for him, I was getting closer to God, and
Right.
everything was starting to like make sense to me. I started understanding like, this is who I'm supposed to be. I have a calling on my life to help women like me.
Yes.
Help women that come from battered situations or that are in the nightlife that think that they're not worthy enough to be this. This is what God wants me to be, a vessel to these women. But it's not helping when I have 5.6 million followers attacking me. Everything I do, it's
Wow.
like, oh, this is not godly enough, or you're not a Christian. So I'm like, okay, this is like not making no sense. I might as well go back to doing what I was doing because
Right. Right.
do y'all like me doing this or not? So
Right.
at this point, it just became a confusion. Like nothing was good enough for the internet. Nothing was good enough for him. He ended up leaving me in the midst of me changing. And I'm like, you promised to stay here and have my back
Right.
financially because
Right.
I'm giving up everything.
Right.
And he left me. So I'm like, it was more so I was like in fear. Like, what am I going to do? How am I going to pay my bills? How am I going to continue to live this lifestyle that I was living,